Welcome, everybody, to the State of the League. Hello, my fellow American. I am going to go over some things today regarding our league and the state of it, where we can get better, where we're doing well, that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and start off. I want to thank everybody that's been with us since the launch of Madden 23. We have only had a couple guys leave, I would say about 5 or 6, and everybody else has been great about staying with us. I mean, with the difficulties we've had with EA and all their BS, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's stuck around. Just know that you sticking around, you're going to get a higher draft pick when it comes to team selection. However we do it, if we do team selection or an actual draft, but you're going to be a higher seed as long as you stay. Guys that step up and do extra, you're going to move up that list as well. So just keep that in mind as you grow with the community. You will be rewarded for that. So want to tell you thanks everybody that stuck around. Thanks for people that have kind of stepped up and did different things. As you all know, I say this all the time, but my biggest thing about this is having a community of guys that we can kind of BS, talk football, talk sports, and have a place to chill out from the real world. So that's been my number one goal, and I feel like I've succeeded. I feel like every Madden release, as time goes on, we are doing better and we're getting stronger. We don't even really advertise much anymore as far as gathering guys into the league. As you guys know, I always like having people that are referred here rather than just going out blindly grabbing somebody. I feel that guys that are in the league right now already know what we look for. So that's been a huge success for us, I believe. So that, the first thing, I want to get that out of the way. We've done great in that aspect. Secondly, I know that there's one thing I want to go over specifically first, and that is just basically, look, I get it. We're on that time of year again where we are reaching warmer weather, football's over, not a lot going on. So the just the overall like content, the overall it could get better, right? So like as far as what we're doing, scheduling is a big thing. I feel like a lot of the last couple weeks we had a lot of guys give out forced wins, didn't have great schedules. Look, I get it. We are coming on that time when it is warmer now, but let's still try to get that. Let's it's 72 hours. You one game every 3 days. So let's try to get those games in. Even if you're last place, you're going for that first spot. Look, I don't want you to sit there on idle cruise control and just take all these force wins. So if all possible, get your games in. Okay, you have other guys that are relying on you to maybe pull an upset. Okay, so that's the first thing. I want our overall involvement with the league and scheduling. I want it to get better. That's the first thing. Now, secondly, this brings up something that has gotten me quite emotional, and that is really just, look, I have been always the type of guy, I created the rules, but I've always been the type to kind of be relaxed about it, not really going in and looking at things that I should, because maybe I give too much trust, and that's my fault. Not enforcing new rules. There's things that I could have done better, and I'm quite disappointed in some of you guys, because I feel like that whole sim over win has not been followed through with. That was the objective when I created this. Look, I get it. Everybody's competitive. I'm not saying you don't have to care at all. You care to win, but it's one of those things where not doing whatever it takes to get that win. So that's the big thing for me. We did have a situation with a newer member where he, scored when he was already up 30 points, so he could get a dev for his quarterback. But I will say this, he handled it great. We had a conversation about it. He knows what's expected. And look, if I can have 32 guys with that type of attitude when I bring something up to them, I'll take that all day. So if I bring something up to you, it's not personal, okay? So don't take it personal. I can deal with better attitudes that want to get better rather than people to just fly off the handle and argue with me. I'm not going to do it. So you take that approach and I come to you, just leave. I'm not going to deal with it. I'd rather have 20 users that I can count on, not to be argumentative and try to play the game the way it's supposed to play, rather than 32 guys and 12 of them are assholes. I'm not going to deal with that. So that's kind of the first thing I want to, or kind of the second thing I want to talk about. And it has to do with rules, right? I am at fault for allowing the the abilities to kind of let you guys be able to put whatever you want on there, right? Because I felt like you should be able to build the team the way you want, and Madden has kind of let you to where like you can't just put the best abilities on like 80 overall players if they get like superstar death trait. They have to build their way up. However, I'm starting to see a trend where this is feeling more like MUT than it is Sim League. So there's not much I can do about it now. There are going to be some changes going into the next season. We are talking about that as a staff right now. We're talking about going over like maybe banning some. One is going to be Omaha. That's the one where you can see plays. It's not realistic. If you get mad that I'm going to ban that, you shouldn't be here anyway. I'm going to put it to you like that. It's just going to be abilities that are just not realistic. Some of them aren't realistic anyway, but it's like trying to not ban all of them, but ban the ones that are just really out unrealistic. We're probably going to ban it to where you're not pairing certain abilities together where they're overpowering. I'm guilty of this because I've got Aiden Hutchinson with double or nothing in edge threat. It's looking more than likely that next season you'll either pick one or the other. You're not picking both because it's just like I've seen it with my team. I've seen it with other streams. It's just like it doesn't matter what the tackle is rated, that the guy will just go shed him. If he doesn't have abilities, he would just shed him, and it's unrealistic. It's almost like every play, it's almost like they're just instant sack. So we're going to be changing with that. Probably going to be changing some weight. You're not going to be able to put just some light fast defensive end in the depth chart where the pass rushing defensive tackle. So we're going to have some weight restrictions to that. I think it's going to come with weight, strength, speed, some similar to that. But and I'm going to say Flair. You're the one. You've got Brian Burns, a defensive tackle, and he's got like 80 some speed. He shouldn't be playing the tackle. He should be playing edge, and you're the reason why I'm creating this. So yes, and I looked through most of the depth charts. There's only a couple of them that will have to make the change. So there's some changes that are going on, and I want you to keep this in mind. This is a warning. If you are constantly breaking the rules and constantly trying to push the envelope, you won't be here. I'll find better guys, or I would rather run it with a lower amount of guys and not to deal with this crap. I'm just not going to do it. And then lastly, name changes. Jim Jones, I know it wasn't a rule, but we're not changing to real life players anymore. I just keep the name, no name changes. And look, I don't know, as far as like if you're changing the throwing motion to Rodgers because he's got a fast release, change it back to something. I'm again, these are things that I should not have to bring up, but I am, because like constantly I'm dealing with somebody. It's like the longer the time goes by without me really enforcing things, more is getting away with. And it's like, I don't want to be a parent. I don't want to, have to police this, but I'm going to have to, right? Because I've given you guys a rope and you hung yourself with it. So with that being said, we're going to have to, instill some of these things. Is it fun? No, but we're going to be checking them very often. So if your sub linebackers aren't in the right position, I understand depth chart is reordered because of Madden and the glitch, but we have to keep an eye on these things, okay? So it can only work if you guys allow it to work. So it's one of those things where don't want to have to police it, but we're going to have to. So with that said, I'm pretty happy overall. I am disappointed in some of the things I've been seeing lately. It's just like, this mentality of like, I want to win and that's it. Again, if you are watching this and you have that mentality, I just want to win and I don't care what I'm going to do at all cost, leave, because I eventually will boot you. And I mean, unless you can change and, you know, say, look, this, I want to be here, you know, if I lose it, doesn't matter. Because I've always said, look, you know, and we have, the complaints hasn't been really that high. I have noticed it's getting a little chippy in some of the schedule chats with, you know, after the game commentary. But look, that's not needed. Good game, beat it. You know, I mean, like you know, I got pounded the other day. Good game, and I walked away. I'm not going to throw little jabs because I didn't like how it went. It's uncalled for. It's unnecessarily. We're not going to do this drama in a chat. But I'm not going to allow it to be toxic. That's one thing I will not tolerate. Toxicity. That's so, you know, like, save that shit for something else. Nobody wants to read that stuff. So if you've got complaints, just get, you know, it's not really hard. You can just get the timestamps and send it to me if there's things that you need to complain about. But remember what I've always said, you know, you should take some time and let yourself cool down before you go back and look, because you're going to be on tilt. You're going to find little things that you can do to complain about that other guy. So let's calm down, take a step back. It's a game. Look at the bigger picture. We're in a pretty cool community. Lastly, this is the exciting part. I'm done, you know, jumping your ass. Okay, so this is the exciting part. So what we're going to start doing more commentary. DK is going to start doing some commentary, I think, for his own games. I know Al's been shooting out some graphics. Thank you, Al. It's really inspired me. So what I want to start doing is doing some more commentary for the games. I'd like to do the playoffs. I like to actually start soon. So if we've got some games that are being scheduled, and I put in your chat, and I tag you, and I say this is going to be the stream game, you need to make sure that if it's set for 9 o'clock, you guys are both there. If there's issues where you guys can't make it, or one of you is like, hey, I'm not sure if I'm going to, let me know ahead of time. I do not want to set everything up because I'm going to blast it out that we're having a game at 9 o'clock. Then all of a sudden you're like, well, I can't make it, you know, or I'm going to be late. Let's not do that. So if you're not 100% sure that that's a great time for you, let me know when I tag both of you. But I'm going to try to start doing once every other week or something like that. Real week would be like once a week, but I'm going to start trying to do some of the playoff games as well. So anybody that wants to help me out, let me know. I did some. You can go back and look on the channel. I've done some live stream. So anyway, we want to get back into the content. That was the heart of what Apex is about. We want to get back to that, and we want to make sure that you guys are being fulfilled in your Maddencfm needs. All I ask is that you have a good attitude, follow the rules, don't create drama, and if you have issues, bring them to me. And don't be a constant whiner, because I don't want to. So, with that being said, I appreciate all you guys do. You guys are great. Let's just get better, right? We can all do better. We're getting on the time where everybody is not wanting to play. We'll kind of monitor things each season. I'm hoping we get a couple more seasons in before we call it quits. But let's just keep it going, man. I'm happy with where we are, you know, user-wise. Let's start getting that activity up. Let's start scheduling our games and playing them, and not trying to do just whatever we can to get the upper hand. We're not going to do that shit. So, with that being said, Daddy has laid down the dick on the table, and we are out.